Hello everyone. Is my voice audible, guys?
Yeah, I can hear you say good morning.
So anybody implemented, guys, this cart functionality?
Yes, sir, I have tried. So I am able to add the item to the cart and able to show. But remove functionality I have not implemented it.
Okay. So here, if I just click on home, we are in home, about, contact, and here, if you see, it looks very lot of space, right? Anybody resolved this part? So if you go to that nav.css, that extra space we are getting because of this margin, right? Okay. So what I will do for this third panel, I will try to add background color and let's see how much space it is taking. So I will just add black here. So black we are not able to recognize. So let me add blue. If I add blue, it looks like this. See, third panel is taking this much space only, but our elements are coming out of that. Because inside that third panel, if you see, inside this third panel, we have added that logo, nothing but icon. We have added that cart link and we have added this button. So what we can do is I will just increase the width of this third panel to something like 25%. So 25%, if I say here it will be 60, 80, or I will try to keep it 20%. Here I will try to make it 50%. And here this one is a 30%. So it looks like this. Now here, if you see, for our anchor tags, we have given margin 50 pixel, margin right 50 pixel. That is the reason this issue is coming here. Here we require 50 pixel only, but here we want little bit less. So what we can do is, here again we can select our third panel. In that, whatever anchor tags we will use, for that I want my margin right should be around 30 pixel. So now this property value will be overridden by this property. Now it gets decreased here. If I go back and if I remove that background color, now we got here like this. So we want this much space only. If you want, we can decrease this to 40% and we can increase this to more 10%, like it will be 40, 40, it will be 20. So if I go back, it looks something like this. 40, here we have something like this. Or can I make it 45 and 15? So as per your requirement, you can adjust it. Whichever looks better for you, you can go with that approach. Like this, I want to keep. So here we got profile, cart, logout. So if I click on products, I should get the data. Maybe some issues with the API.
I am also getting the same issue. I think force issue. I don't know.
No, that is because of their API issue, okay? So we cannot do anything in that. If their API is not working, But here, at least if data is not coming, you have to show some message here to the user that there is some problem in fetching the data. So some information you have to show to the user. You have to handle that part. Now here we are trying to fetch the data, but data is not coming because whoever that API is developed, they are having some issues at their server side. So now we have to overcome that. Not overcome. So basically we have to at least manage that situation. If you are not able to fetch the data from your server, you have to show some message to the user. So if I go to that products page, now here we are displaying that UI. Here we have radio button, here we have products. Now this UI, if you are not able to display, then you have to display something else. So if you are not able to get the data, then at least you have to show some message here so that user will understand that there is some problem in fetching the data. So how you will manage that situation? So somehow, if you don't have the data, you should not show this radio buttons and you should not show this component as well. This part you should not show. Instead of that, you have to show something else. So how you can manage that part? You can write some ternary condition here. So here I will take one curly braces here. I will use ternary operator. So here I'm receiving my data here like products data. And if I say that products data dot length, if it is greater than 0, then show some UI or else show something else here. So I will take this div. If my products data dot length is greater than 0, it means if I have data, then show this UI. Take one div in that, and in that you paste that code. Which code showing radio buttons and your product data. Suppose due to some reasons, if you don't have data, then just show here one gets to something went wrong. So have a patience. Or instead of that, something I'm adding here. For this, I can use class name empty-5. Here also I will use class empty-5 text danger text center. So we are just writing one condition. What is that condition? The condition is if products data dot length, if it is greater than 0, it means if you have a data. In that case, you show that radio buttons and you show the data. Suppose if you don't get any data from the server, in that case, you show this kind of UI to the user. So if I go back here, it will show this UI. Something went wrong, will get back soon. Here, if I want, I can just use display one. or something like here 3. Something went wrong, we will get back soon. If I want more margin, then I will go with normal style. Margin top 100 pixel. Now if I home, if I come back here, if I don't get data, it will show this about contact. Here card, here profile. Now till that API get resolved in backend, we get this message. Once that is start working, then we will get our data here. We will get our data back here. Okay, that is not our issue. That is backend issue. The people who created that API, they have issue with their APIs now.
Alexa,
Yeah,
Alexa,
yeah, tell me.
me, I have a challenge of displaying an image on a web page, even on the example of GitHub. I failed to display the image.
Just okay, after the class, you can show your code and let's see what is that issue.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Now let's do one thing. Let me just go back to that fake store API. So now I'm not able to access the API also, website also. It's taking a lot of time. Meanwhile, can we do one thing? Here I have same data, that API data only. So I will copy this right now just for temporary purpose. I will create here one file, products data dot JS. Now products equals to, I will paste the data here. I will export. I will export that from here. If something is going wrong here, let's check. Save. Now what we can do is in our service, right here we have service. So whenever this component mounts, right now I will just comment this use effect hook here. I will add one more use effect. And inside this, I will call. So here we are calling get all products, and we are passing this, right? So import that products first of all. From this products data, we got these products. This data I just want to give to my Redux. So for that, we required here dispatch. We can directly call dispatch. In that I can directly pass action object. Type value, I will say products, and payload, I will pass this data, products. Just for temporary purpose, I'm doing this. So right now what I did, I just created one separate file called product.data.js. There I am maintaining that entire data. Now this array I am importing in my component. Now whenever my component mounts, my use effect hook will call this callback function. And whenever this callback function is called, I am calling dispatch. And to that dispatch, I am passing one action object. Now what dispatch will do, it will call the reducer, and in that reducer, it will add that data. So if I just go back here, let's see whether we are getting the data or not. Now we got that data. Okay, here we got that data. Now what I want to do is, the moment I click on this add to cart, this product data I want to add in my cart. So what I have to do for this, what I have to do for this, if I click on this add to cart,
and call to the Redux from that function and add the data to the Redux.
so here we have this button add to cart. So that is in the product component. So let's go to that product component. Here we have that button add to cart. So now whenever we click on this button, on click, I want to call one function like add to cart. Now we don't have this function, so we can define that function. You can define that function here, or you can create one service for it. So already we have services folder. In that I will create one subfolder called cart, and in that I will create a file called cart service.js. Now here var cart service equals to one function. Now this function I want to call whenever I click on my button. And to this function, I want to send that entire data. That entire data I want to send. So now whenever we click on this button, we are calling add to cart. So here I will just define add to cart. And inside this function, I will call that service. So for that, I have to export this service. And this export default at the end. And here we can import it. Cart service, and that cart service function we can call here. Or here simply I will say add to cart service. Here also add to cart service, add to cart service, add to cart service. Now, whenever I'm calling this function, I need to pass my data. Now, my data is coming from my products component. So here I have products. In that, I am rendering the product component. So under pages, we have products. Under that, we have products.jsx. Here we are rendering, right? Here we are sending title, image, ID, price, description. So still I have to send remaining data also. So instead of sending like this, all this data, we can directly send that object only. Product equals to product. Now this product I am going to receive in my product.jsx here. Product. Now this product we can destructure. So const destructure equals to product. So here what we wanted, ID. We wanted image, title, price. Image, title, price. What else we wanted? That's it. And if I want, I can directly pass that product to this service function. And here I will receive that. It's a product data. So let's see whether we are getting that product data properly or not. Let's console.log and just check. So if I right click, go to the inspect, go to my console, let me refresh. And if I click on add to cart, I got that product details. Like this, if I click on this part, I got that detail. Now this data we have to add in the Redux. To add this data in the Redux, in our Redux, we should have at least one property where we can store this data. So we can go to that reducer, products reducer, which we have created under pages, not pages, maybe under pages, under products, we have reducer here. So here we have that entire data. Here I can add cart data also now. I can add one cart data. So I'm maintaining initial as an empty array. And now here, whenever I'm fetching the data, first I want to copy all the properties. Now what we want to do in this cart service, once we get data from here, we want to call dispatch function. So here we require dispatch also. Here we require dispatch also. And we required one action creator as well. So that action creator we can import here. But before that, we have to create that action creator. So what we can do is, here we have actions. So have we created any folder for actions? We did not create. So maybe under pages, under products, we have action. So here I can create one action called cart action creator .js. Now we can create cart action creator, nothing but one function. It will accept product or cart products. And this function should return one action object, which should have type value as a cart and payload value as a cart product. Cart products. And we can export this function from here. I'll just go with default export. Export default cart action creator. We can go to the cart service. We can import here cart action creator. That cart action creator I can call here. But before that, I have to call dispatch. In that dispatch, I can call cart action creator and I can pass this products data. Products data. Now, dispatch function we have to pass to this add to cart service. So here we are calling that add to cart service. So go to product. Here we are calling, here we have to pass that dispatch function. Now to pass that dispatch function, we should have that dispatch function. So for that, again, we have to import use dispatch hook. And we can call that use dispatch hook here. Const dispatch equals to use dispatch. So from our product, we are calling the cart service. Okay. So basically, whenever user click on this add to cart button, we are calling the function called add to cart. In this add to cart, we are calling the add to cart service function. In that function, we have written the logic of calling the dispatch function. But in that file, we don't have any component. That is the reason we are importing use dispatch here, and that dispatch we are passing as an argument. Plus, we are passing the product data. Now, add to cart service internally receives products data and dispatch, and it imports cart action creator. We are calling the dispatch. Dispatch will call internally cart action creator. Cart action creator will add this data in the action object. It will return the action object. Then dispatch will call your reducer. It will call your reducer. Now here you have to manage this situation. How to manage? So here I can add else if. So if my action dot type is equals to cart. So in action creator, type value is cart. If it is equals to cart, then take this state, assign a new object to it, copy all the previous properties, and then in that you update cart. What we need to do in current state dot cart, in current cart, we have to add push, nothing but we have to push. What we have to push? We have to push action dot payload data. Action dot payload data. So let's see whether we are able to add the product in the cart or not. So if I just click on any add to cart, so here I got Redux triggered. In next state under products reducer, if you see, we have cart and here we just added one. But here why it is adding one, let me see. Here we are passing cart products under action creator, and that action creator we are calling from product. Product add to cart service. Dispatch is fine. Product reducer. Here I'm doing, instead of push, we can do one thing. Here we can take new array. In that we can add our state dot cart. State dot cart, comma, action dot payload. Let's check now. So here now one product is added. Now if I just scroll down and if I click on this, again one more product will be added. So in cart we have two products. We have two products. Now in our cart component, here we have to import use selector. We can call selector nothing but cart data equals to use selector hook. Here you will have access to store data, and from that I want to return store dot product reducer products reducer we have here. From that I want to get cart information. So it will return the cart's data. And now here I can just use iteration on that. So here I can write cart data dot length. If it is greater than 0, then show me something, or else show me one more user interface here, something like no products added in the cart. And for this, I can just add some bootstrap classes, empty -5, and here I will say display 3, font weight bold, I will say, and text danger warning I will add. If everything goes well, then in that you just render all the details. Right now, I will just add, I just wanted to show only one information. That is, I will take this cart data. On that, I will apply map. Here again, we are using this, right? JavaScript code inside the div. So add curly brace, then use like this. Return. Okay, right now what I will do, I will just take one div, and in that I will use product, cart product, and we can display at least image, and I will just try to display title with H4. Here I will just display some title, class H4, cart product dot title. Here cart product dot image. We can take width. So maybe 70 I will take. Height also 70 I will take. And for this class, we can add here flex. So style, display, flex I will say. Right now I'm just adding this much. And here I can have a key props where cart product dot id I will say value. Just right now I'm going with the display flex, just displaying image and a title in the cart. So let's see whether we will be able to display the data or not. So I will just go back here. If I refresh, whenever I'm in the home, come to products, we have a data here. Right now, if I go back to my cart, no products added in the cart, it shows. So here I can add text align center, text center. Instead of warning, I think danger is fine. No products added in the cart, or maybe some other color, warning only. No products added in the cart. Right now, we don't have any products in the cart. I will go to my products. I will add this particular product. Now this product is added. If I go back here, I got that product. Now like this, I can go back to my products and I can add some other product also, this and this. And if I go back here, it will show me that 3 cards right now. 3 cards right now. Here we can have a remove button. Okay, for it. After this, let's suppose I'm adding one button called remove class btn hyphen outline hyphen danger. And for this div, we can add, anyways, we can add class and empty -5 text center width 75 and max auto I will say. Okay, let's see how it looks. This looks like this. So here we got some remove button. Right now I will just add here justify content as a space evenly. Here we got this remove button. Okay. Later on we can work on design part. Like here we got remove button. So if I go back to home, again if I come to cart, I will have that cart details. Now if I click on this remove, this particular product should be removed from cart. So what we need to do, whenever we click on this remove button, we have to remove that product from our Redux. From our that cart, we have to remove that product. If you remove that product from your Redux, it will be removed. So here you have products, home. Here you have cart. So if I refresh, my data will be deleted from the cart. Because right now we are storing the data in the Redux. That is the reason that data got removed from our cart. But once we have a backend application, then our flow should be something like this. Now you have here products component in which you are displaying lot of carts. Cart 1, cart 2, nothing but product 3, product 4. In every product, we have add to cart button. We have here add to cart button. Okay, let's assume that this is add to cart buttons. So right now what we are doing, we have a Redux here. We have a Redux here. So now, right now what we are doing is, whenever user clicks on add to cart button, whenever user clicks on this add to cart button, that particular product details directly we are adding in the Redux. Directly we are adding in the Redux. And we have a cart component. We have here cart component. In this cart component, we are directly accessing this data from Redux and we are showing here. We are showing here. That is what we are doing right now. If you click on this button, this data we are adding in the Redux. The moment that data get added in the Redux, this data will be reflected in your cart component. This is what we are doing right now. But now what we have to do is, so once you have a backend application, then you will have a cart component, nothing but products component. In that you will have lot of products. In every product, you will have a cart button. Okay, let's assume that this is our cart button. Add to cart button. Now you will have your own backend application. In that there will be server side application. There will be database. There will be some kind of database. And you should have your Redux also. You should have your Redux also. Now, whenever user click on this add to cart button, whenever user click on this add to cart button, what we have to do is we have to give that data to the backend application. Whenever he click on this button, we have to send one request to a backend application. With that request, we have to send that data. Now, backend application will store that data in your Redux, and in response, it will send you this entire cart data back. Now, that cart data we are going to add in our Redux. We are going to add in our Redux. And from Redux, we will show that data in our cart component. We will show in our cart component. We will show that data in our cart component. So whenever cart component mounts, first we will check, do we have data in Redux? Yes. Then we will display that data from Redux here. Suppose if you don't have any data in Redux, in that case, what we will do means from our cart component, we will send the request to this server and we will ask all our cart information. Now this server side people will connect with the database. They will access all the cart information and they will give back to this component. And this component will add that data in the Redux, and from Redux again it will fetch and it will display here. So from second time, no need to go to the server. It can check from the Redux and it can display the data here. So whenever you click on add to cart button, it is mandatory to send a request to a server, add that data in the database. So that even if you refresh your application, your data will be displayed in that cart. But right now we don't have that server side application. That is the reason the moment I refresh my page, I'm able to lose my data from here. I'm losing that data from here. So if I go to the products, again, if I add here this particular product in my cart, it is added, but still here we have to show some confirmation to the user that this product is added in the cart. And if you go to the cart, here that product is available. Now, if you click on this remove, if you click on remove, again we have to send. So in our cart, we have here remove button. Now, if you click on this remove, you have to send a request. You have to send a request to server first. And you have to tell them that delete a particular product from that cart list. And while sending the request, we have to send the ID, which product you want to remove from the cart. That product ID we have to send. Now server will remove that data, and once it gives the confirmation to us, again you have to modify the Redux. From Redux also you have to remove that data, and that updated data you have to display here so that this cart will be removed from your screen. Cart will be removed from your screen. So all these things we have to do. So right now we are directly adding the data in the Redux, and from Redux we are showing here. But in real time, you will send that data to server. Server will add that data in your database, and then it will send you some response. Now, if it is sending all the card details, just you have to update that in the Redux. You have to update in the Redux. And whenever you click on the cart, before cart component mounts, first we will check whether we have the data in Redux or not. If we have, we will fetch the data and we will display here. If you don't have, then from here we will send the request to server, get all cart information, and we will display here. We will display here. This is how you can manage this part. And if you click on remove, again you will send a request to a server. First you will remove from the database, then you will update your Redux, then your UI will be updated. Your UI will be updated. So this is what flow we are going to follow. So before that, you should understand how we have added the data in the cart. So right now I have just commented that API call. Now once you uncomment, it will work with that API call. Okay. So how many of you done with the cart part? Only one person. What about remaining guys? Have you tried to implement that part? So just try to implement this part, and remove part also try to implement. In next session, we will see how to remove product from the cart and how to implement this login and logout. That part also we have to do. If I click on create account, I should be able to navigate to sign up component. But whenever I'm showing sign up component, I don't want to show this nav bar. I just want to show single sign up component. That issue we have to rectify. Okay. So that we will see in the Monday session. So by this Saturday, we should be able to complete all these things, whatever we wanted to implement. So next week should be the last week for our batch. Yeah, that's all guys from my end. Yeah, if you don't have any doubts, you can leave this session. Let's join on Monday.
Don't forget about me, sir.
Yeah, you can share your screen.
Okay. That's my screen.
Yeah,
So, sorry, let me share the entire screen. I don't know if you, yeah, you can see my
yeah,
screen
yeah,
now.
it's visible. Yeah.
Okay. If I come in here, unfortunately, right now, let me just
Can you switch to
comment.
browser once? Oh, you're
No,
out.
I want to comment and comment here. Let me just remove.
No, you have selected that extra div. Can you just copy? Just go to the code back. Yeah, don't select that div. Don't select line number 49.
Okay,
Select
okay.
39 to 48.
So I want to display my images.
Add that image address in double quotes. Inside the
Okay.
curly brace, take double quotes.
Okay. So,
Inside that curly brace also you can take, yeah, fine. Paste it.
mm,
Okay.
mm, mm. Oh, sorry. So I don't know what.
That's right.
Yeah.
So that might be because you are not using double quotes. That's why it was not displaying. Okay.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, you're right. But
Even you can use curly braces, and in that you can use double quotes and you can paste your URL.
okay. Okay. But
So
what
maybe
about if it's a link like that link on our SDK API?
pardon, I didn't get you.
If it's a link like that one on your fake API.
Yeah. So, so whenever if you think that your image, your link is not working, try to open your tab and try to paste that link in the address bar and check whether that image is getting displayed or not. If it is
Okay.
getting displayed, then obviously it will display in your application as well. Okay.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Uh, uh,
So guys, whenever you get any kind of issues, like whenever you're posting in WhatsApp, something is not working, try to post your uh, code pic as well. Okay. So just take a pic of your code and paste it. Like I have written this code, but this code is not working. So that it will be easy for us to rectify exactly what is going wrong. Okay. Yeah. Okay, guys. So just work on that. If something is not coming or if you're getting confused at any part, feel free to let me know. And let's meet on Monday and let's continue remaining things.